Goes back a long ways.
Yeah.
About 20 years ago, maybe 21, grandmother got into a hobby. This is sometime after macrame, I don't know, brewing beer.
I like her little hangers you gave us, with the yarn around.
The knitted hangers?
Little knitted hangers.
Yeah.
I still got a bunch of those.
You got some of those?
Yeah.
It really was a wonderful hobby, but it took a lot of time.
Everybody fell in love with the thing. Aunt Ruth wanted her to make one, which Aunt Ruth actually helped out. Henry, Brenda, everybody kind of wanted.
was helping out.
Yeah.
Everybody was helping out.
But the oldest son, our father, got it.
He supplied all the material.
Yeah, he was the most. Had the most appreciation for it, and that's
he was
why
the
I
architect
think he got
of it.
He planted the trees. They got the wood from that. We waited for it to grow. Chopped it down.
Yeah, but Stephen, someone has to plant the trees. Everyone has these great ideas, but it's the actual. No one gives credit for the actual person
didn't really
who
plant
does
the
it.
trees. I was kidding.
It was a beautiful work of art, really, that Mom put together, and.
Doesn't sound like much when you say it, but it's gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
It's a gorgeous piece of furniture.
Oh, I'm trying to think of a right word for it. When you think of like the statue of David.
It's a very beautiful thing.
It's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen.
It's
absolutely.
awesome.
Masterpiece, exactly.
It's a chopping block.
It was a huge thing.
One big, heavy block of wood.
It's a big chunk of wood, about yay square.
Just a big, beautiful block of wood.
Oh, it's a big block.
Yeah. Well, it's a chopping block. Right?
It weighed about 300 pounds. Oh, heavy motherfucker. Oh.
I had a hell of a time carrying that sucker up the stairs. I mean, it was about 250 pounds of dead weight. It was a mother, 250 pounds of dead weight that I had to carry up the stairs.
He did nearly get crushed by it while trying to lift it up
Uncle
the
Lyle
stairs to the second floor, whatever it was.
Shit.
It was made out of hardwoods.
Oak and maple layered together.
And paste them with a paste and put vices on them.
It's got legs.
I think they were painted white.
They weren't painted, they were stained.
And they also drilled and put dowels through to hold the pieces together.
Who do you think helped most?
Well, I did.
You did. If she needed some special tools, I'd go down there, I'd encourage her. I don't think anybody else spent much time. Encourage her.
Carl would have to
pounded the
dowel in the middle.
Yeah, I pounded the dowels in, sure.
Yeah, well, I pounded all the dowels in.
What do you mean you pounded them in? I pounded them in.
Joe made the dowels.
Yeah, I helped. I even pounded in some of the dowels.
Just to put this to rest, I did. I worked the most on it. I'm watching Mom use the chopping block, and Dad is there, and I just casually said, "So, hey, Dad, who's gonna get the chopping block after you guys are gone?"
Joe asked for it, and his dad said, "Sure. Why not?"
I like the word casually asked.
We've been over this shit 1,000 times. Our dad's got into a fight over it at dinner once.
Right.
And
it was a little premature. We should have just had a family discussion about it instead of you just sneaking into the kitchen.
Okay. We're talking about a chopping block.
I was in the kitchen helping them.
Uh-huh.
I just casually asked because it wasn't a formal.
We're talking about a chopping block and a disagreement about a chopping block.
You had every intention of going after that sucker.
Oh, come on. If you really wanted it, why didn't you ask first?
I was too busy entertaining the rest of the family in the other room.
There was his older brother getting the good stuff again.
The next thing I know at the dinner, and all of a sudden, the proclamation comes forth that you own the chopping block.
Then all hell broke loose.
There was a fight. Joe flicked a spoonful of cranberry sauce at Lyle. He's the mature one in the family.
we don't know what happened.
What, you just think my father just out of the blue threw cranberry sauce in Lyle's face?
Yeah, I do.
Why would he do that?
No.
He had the block.
Well, for one thing,
Lyle was
small
jealous.
of stature and scared to death, maybe.
He said that Lyle kicked him under the table.
He was upset
He's a hothead.
that our dad had the chopping block.
Uh-huh.
So he kicked Dad at Thanksgiving underneath the table. And of course, if my father's taking the cranberry sauce at the same time and he gets a big jolt in the shins, it's gonna go flinging. It's
Like
gonna go
your
into him.
For him to hit me means the handle of his spoon had to be pointing in my direction. You know, unless he kind of eats awkward, which I never noticed him to do, so, you know.
Lyle's my ex. I'm not madly in love with Lyle. But if Lyle has something to do or say, he doesn't do it under the table.
There was a whole under-the-table world going on with Lyle. And it would happen at every holiday and everything when we grew up.
Hey, I'm the first son.
Oh, the first son.
It should be handed down to the first
back
son.
to that biblical stuff.
One thing I think we all can agree on is that we do know that your dad's a hothead.
Yeah.
I mean, when we were, remember he bought us the Hawaiian food at the mall? I finished it,
Yeah.
and I uttered under my breath, mall food sucks, and he shoved a Nerf football right in my face.
Right?
Well, it is shoving.
you-
No, he said he just kind of poked
He
it.
he had just gone to the mall and bought you
makes it-
food, and you told him it sucks. What do you expect?
But you guys need to agree that he shoved a Nerf football right in my face. A grown man.
so.
And I was a
I bet he
17-year-old
tapped you with
kid.
it at most.
He
No,
jabbed.
he didn't jab it. He did tap it.
Just kind of
But
jabbed
he
me in
was
the
still-
face with the Nerf football.